Recording in progress.
I
That
wonder if
took us some time. You just missed all the fucking gold, man. What the fuck, man? I thought we
So,
were already recording.
I thought we were halfway
God
done,
hey,
man.
so,
damn.
you
I'm
don't get it,
sitting
brother.
here.
As soon as we come on, you said you supposed to be.
You gotta pop that on because you guys got chemistry. You got a clicker. Get it?
That's right.
We are a
That's right.
Clika. We
Yeah,
are a
man.
Clika.
You got clicker. I just want people to
No,
know.
no, Jimmy had his Clika, and then he went out, he got the click, and that's
Uh,
who helped make the movie.
but that's CLIQUE. You doing
Yep,
the like the French
Yeah.
version.
that's us.
Just so you guys know, I'm with the filmmakers, the genius behind the movie coming out soon called Click.
Yes, indeedy. Yes,
And we got the
indeedy.
director Michael Greene here. We got producers Ski-ter Jones and Sean McBride. I just want to say a name like that. It just sounds, hey, Sean
You're not,
McBride.
you're
It
not the
sounds
first
so
one to
Irish.
do that, Raw.
Sorry, man. So now
People don't realize they like start saying my name, and then like halfway through they just want to do the Irish
you,
even
you,
more.
it's
And
just it's like Sean Sullivan McBride or something like that, right?
that's
It
it. Sean
is. You
Sullivan
got
McBride.
I
That's
just
good.
I just took a guess.
that's it. Ask his brother's names. It gets fucking worse.
Oh,
That's funny.
Kelly
That's,
Nolan McBride and Patrick Seamus McBride.
oh man. Have any of y'all been to Ireland at all?
So I'm the only one that's been in my whole family. I just went and got drunk in Dublin. I didn't do any of the other stuff. I stayed in Dublin. I stayed drunk, and that was my whole Ireland experience. And I've said I was like, I'd like to go back and do do everything else.
Did you challenge anybody to the drinking contest thing?
That,
You
Let me
well,
tell you
lose.
something. Let me
I
tell
only
you
do that
something.
when you're there and you got cameras, man.
Let me tell you something. Sean has this ability. He can open his throat up and just pour the shit down. I swear to God, I've never seen
Hey,
someone
hey,
drink a
hey,
beer.
hey,
Hey
hey,
man,
hey, no
this is
diddy.
PG.
No, no,
No
no.
diddy.
Yeah.
No
No,
diddy.
no, no, it's not Diddy.
You
He
trying to
can
get Raw
literally
demonetized,
he
Michael?
can
Come on.
literally just he opens his throat up and the liquid disappears. I've seen him in
Hey, Mike, stop right there, brother.
a
Stop right
literally a
there.
drinking contest,
Hey, Raw, can you?
smashing. It was with all these veterans. It was Marines, these tough Marine Army dudes. Because I took him to a veteran thing because I'm a veteran. And then it was just like I didn't think, and nobody thought he was gonna win, and he was just. And that was it.
Just
People were like, "What the fuck is going on?" They were like pissed. Yeah, it was crazy. It was
that's
crazy.
It was
He,
that's like
impressive.
a that's another
it's
movie.
We had
yeah.
Exactly, bro.
all these service people that had survived war, but they couldn't drink a beer faster than me.
Nope, they couldn't.
They died on that field.
Um, so you guys sound like you have a good chemistry, and you did a great movie together. I mean, I'm watching the trailer to this movie, and I'm not just saying this because you guys. I think you got a hit here.
Oh, we'd like to hear that.
Only
Yeah.
because it's a no-brainer. It's like a Latino movie, but in English. Because everybody covers the in Spanish, in Espanol, but this is like the Latin culture, which is like I don't know, like a quarter of the American culture, and they're spending as far as consumer value money, they spend like probably outspend everybody as far as all the ethnic groups. So, and you're finally doing a movie about their culture of like Latin Americans. It's like I'm sure there's been others, but it's like seems like finally somebody's like, hey man, paying attention to another group. And I think from what I'm seeing from this trailer, it translates. You know what I mean? So tell me about how this thing came about, man. How you guys got together first. And then how this movie came about.
Kind of a little bit of a slow roll, but we hit it off with Jimmy right off the bat, and he expressed an interest in wanting to do a movie. And kind of to your point, Raw, of recognizing the market that he already had and was aware, and they were already buying his shit.
Explain who Jimmy is, because you're saying
Oh, Jimmy Humilde.
Yeah,
He is the founder, leader, owner of Rancho Humilde, which is the
got it.
record label that funded and produced Clika. We were working with them. We got to use their cars, their locations, a lot of their
Uh,
people. then we got to bring all the members of our team that Ski-ter was, instrumental in assembling the right talent behind the camera to help just, give us everything we needed to put together a movie that could be seen on the big screen. But it all started with that vibe at that initial, meeting with Jimmy, and then going back, and then COVID kind of slowed everything down. But then it was early on, like in the middle of COVID, we got brought back, and Jimmy said, I want to do something different. He introduced us to Jaydee, who is the star of the movie, who plays Cheeto, and we kind of see everything from his POV. But he had, like, Jaydee's story, which is he started in the fields, went viral. Jimmy got notice of him, signed him, and he's kind of blown up a little bit. Like, all of that we realized was good stuff. And then we found out he also was like doing these weed runs with like car full loads full of weed. And
Oh.
it was a job, but we were like, that's fucking. So it was like we had this meeting, and it was like all the elements were there for, like, okay, now Michael and I, we just got to write a script around that,
Oh.
and get bringing the intensity and the drama and the conflict and all those other things, like, raise the stakes. We were able to provide all of that as storytellers. And then we were able to really what took it to the next level was we shot a test scene, which Michael and Ski-ter can talk more to that, but we shot a test scene with Jaydee and another actor, Concrete, who were in it. And that really,
Yeah.
like,
It was like just kind of out of the blue. He was like, "Hey, I want y'all to shoot Jaydee in a scene. I want to see it." And
Mm.
so Skeeter and I, like, you know, basically just he and I went to the compound and said on probably one of the hottest days of that year. I was so freaking, it was 110 degrees something. And we shot this scene with Concrete and JD, and two cameras, audio. We handled it all ourselves
Oh, it
and
was
did
like a
it.
screen test.
Mhm.
It was a screen test. Yeah. And we saw right then and there, we knew, Skeeter and I knew, we were like, yeah, this is going to be good. Because there were two concerns that I had out the gates. Is one, I don't know. I mean, I knew Concrete from comedy stuff and
Mm.
Duno as well. And I'm like, they got major roles in this. And they were kind of like put on us. It wasn't our choice. They were like, they're going to be in the movie. And we're like, okay, all right. And then once we shot with Concrete, we're like, oh yeah, this is gonna be good.
Yeah.
People have no idea how good he is in this movie, and that ain't he's not gonna make you laugh either. He's super super talented. Um,
Oh, I'm just curious as a director, because how does that feel to have the cast put on you? But the other thing is, why was he so insistent on Concrete on Duno and JD? Well, JD is obvious because of his musical connection.
because he's fans. He's a fan of them. Like he loves
Mm.
Concrete. He loves Duno. He's fans of theirs, right? And they're fans of his. But for me, I'm not so. First of all, first and foremost, I'm a collaborator, so I don't like in some way. Maybe someone would have been a little put off by these people going to be in it, but I've worked with so many people, like real people, like and had to get something out of them that I wasn't really worried about it. And
Yeah.
I've worked with a lot of comedy people too, and I know how to tone comedy people down. So I wasn't super worried about it, but I completely was put at ease the first time we worked with Concrete. I was like, oh, this dude, like he's money, he's money, um, and yeah, I mean that's Skeeter. Okay, two things. I'm gonna let Skeeter tell you about this. Okay, first of all, I brought it's a scene where he's handing him the uncle's handing his nephew some weed. Okay, and we're
Mm.
doing everything. We're like Concrete, bring some wardrobe choices, whatever. And I'm like, oh, we need weed. I brought like this little back in the day, I would have called it a nickel bag, man, at least. I mean, of some basil or some shit.
Nickelback.
I went to my kitchen and put this
all
little
the
bag,
oregano in the house.
oregano, basil. This thing is like that big. It's like this little bag. Like literally, I don't smoke weed, right? And so I'm like, I brought this little tiny bag and I'm like, all right, this is our prop. And they laughed at that shit. They're like, no, 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 no. We ain't using that shit. And then it was like Rancho's people put in an order and Jaydee's people put in an order. And like at the same time, each one of them came back with a 1 pound bag of weed, like fireweed. And they're like competing with each other. No, this is better. This is better. They're smelling it. No, this is the bag we're going to use. And we ultimately, and so it's like a 1 pound bag of weed. And I'm like, I mean, it was a lot of weed. Yeah. And there's this gallery. Like Jaydee brought a gallery of people. It was like 20 of his like entourage and some pulled out lawn chairs and shit. And they're sitting there outside watching us shoot this. Wow. As if there's not enough pressure on Jaydee, who's never done this before. Right. And they had to basically perform. And it's like a legit scene too. So, you know.
Wow, Ski-ter, I'm gonna get to you in a second, but I just have to say this before I go. Like, I'm watching the trailer and it looks like I don't even know I'm gonna let you guys explain the sort of scenario or the synopsis of the movie, but it looks like 8 Mile for like a Latino artist. You know what I mean? Just the whole thing about him picking, he's a fruit picker, like he's struggling and he's coming up and
it's
trying to
8
make
Mile.
himself.
It's 8 Mile in a peach orchard. You know, I mean, in a way,
Yeah.
I mean, Jaydee is our
Yeah.
Eminem. I mean, Eminem never acted before. I mean, I'd make those comparisons, and the powers that be don't like me making those
Oh,
comparisons. But I mean, it's definitely
I mean,
with a little hustle and flow vibe thrown in there. You know,
Our movie kind of goes off. There's a drug element to it that isn't in 8 Mile. That's in ours. You know, you
right.
never get to see Eminem make it in 8 Mile. He like just goes back to work after like doing the battle. You know, so it's like
That's true.
you get there's a payoff at the end of ours, but I love the comparison, but also it's like if that's what gets you to come see it, you're going to be happy with the route we take you on by
That's what I thought was the marketing. Like I'm sure it can't be obviously for plagiarization reasons you can't do exactly 8 Mile, but
oh no,
I'm
yeah.
saying the underdog rising to the top, the working guy. I mean, he's beyond working guy. He's picking fruit in the beginning, like which is really looked down upon, scrutinized in our societies, looked down upon, and for him to come from that and rise up, people love that stuff, you know. Right, Skeeter?
Oh yeah. Absolutely. You know how it is.
Not that you did that, but
Oh yeah. Yeah.
talk about so you use Skeeter you said you and Skeeter got together and did the screen test. So tell me about you guys, your chemistry and working together. Like apparently you must be like a team, you know, you know what I mean?
Peter and I go way back. I mean, we go way back to uh Canon 5Ds and 7Ds. I have
Yep.
to say it like that. You
No,
know,
no, HVXs, I think.
I mean, I came in when you had that 7D.
Okay, gotcha.
And then it was before I had a 5D.
Oh,
But so,
70.
So
but it's
you
been
were
20, yeah,
DP on
20
this,
years.
Oh
Skeeter?
yes,
Yeah.
I was a DP.
Okay, so
One of them.
yeah. So how was it? So
Actually, Skid has the most credits in the film.
yeah,
Don, let me
Do
list
I?
them off. Yeah, you do. Director of photography,
Yep.
story by,
Yep.
producer,
Yep.
and second unit director.
Yep.
Boom, 4 credits. I don't have 4 credits. Skeeter does though.
uh-oh.
Even Jimmy doesn't
But he
have
got
four
all the
credits.
credits, so you
Even
know.
no, Jimmy don't even have 4 credits. You got
Yeah,
4 credits,
which
man.
we had to wear multiple hats. That's why.
And earned every one.
Exactly. Yeah.
Would you consider this like an indie film or like were you like an independent? Like I don't know what the budget was for this, but were you guys like a running and gunning crew, or do you have some sort of a kind of
We can't tell you the budget, okay, but we can tell you this story. All right.
okay?
When Sanford Panich from Sony Pictures first saw the first 20 minutes of it, okay, because
Mhm.
Jimmy got hooked up with a meeting. He showed him the first 20 minutes. Brilliant, by the way, because it was great. The first 20 minutes of our
Teaser.
first cut was fantastic. And so he was just like, he asked Jimmy, he's like, so what y'all have? Because he knows, first of all, he knows Jimmy's wealthy. He's like almost a billionaire. He was like, "So what did you guys have? What, $4 to $6 million to make this movie?" And Jimmy's like, "Yep, something like that, right?" And then Sanford was like, "Yeah, we couldn't make this for under 40 million. So
Wow.
it's a $40 million movie. We could put
There
it,
you
and
go.
that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. And
There you go.
thanks to Ski-ter,
And
I
Jeff.
mean, yeah, and Jeff, Ski-ter and Jeff, like it is fire. This is high quality, beautifully shot. I mean,
Well,
beautifully shot.
well, that's what I was gonna ask. Is like,
But it's an indie film, but it is an independent film,
Yes.
independently financed, independently produced.
Right.
Columbia Pictures, Sony Music, like how many? Like it's a big family of Sony that came over to distribute it. But
Yeah,
they're
it's
distributors.
an acquisition. So they after we finished,
right.
that's when they saw it and wanted it. And then we did a little bit more stuff, but it was basically finished before they got into it.
So it was in the can before they even showed up, like they like to do. Yeah.
Well, 100%. I
Sometimes.
mean, but it was yeah, we screened it for like a bunch of Sony people at one point, the
Yeah.
whole movie. And we knew right then, I mean, it was like a 2 hour movie at one point that I didn't think could be chopped. I was like, well, we can't, there's nothing to remove. Just like 2 minutes, we can move, like remove 2 minutes of the film.
Every
And
director says that.
Skeeter was always like, dude, like, come on, man, we gotta chop some of the stuff. We gotta chop. And then
Yeah.
yeah, so
They
Sony
gotta
brought in.
breathe. They gotta breathe. Remember that?
I know I wanted to breathe. Yeah, I wanted to breathe. It was 2 hours and we cut it off at a certain point. It
Yeah.
was like a
Man,
2 hour film. It
Oh
was kind of
yeah.
crazy, you know.
every director does that. Every director, even when the movie's out, like Martin Scorsese, he'll have like the director's cut, and it's always like an extra hour on there of like stuff they didn't want to let go of.
But we never cut a scene. We never
Nope.
cut a scene. Nope, no. I mean, there's
Matter of fact, we added on the scene.
I wanted to say, we were very lucky, and especially all of us being creative people, it's like a lot of times you raise the most money that you can and you spend it all. Like you're not looking to necessarily get rich off of shooting. You want to make something great first and foremost. And
I'm gonna
so
cut that. You
yeah.
want to get rich.
You want to hear that. No. Um, but in this sense, we would, do things and there'd be the, stuff where it was like we had to make serious cuts because we just didn't have enough money. And then when it didn't look as good, Jimmy would say it didn't look good, we're going to reshoot that, and he would give us the money that we needed. That's how we wound up getting Master P, how we wound up getting Peter Greene. Like they were not in the first passes that we did.
Right.
We got everything exactly how we wanted, came back
Eric
like
Roberts.
Eric.
Eric was in the first one. He was
Oh,
in the
he was
first
in first.
pass. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we got him through our casting director Paul Cinecor, who's also in the film. He does a great job. He was the one who got us Eric. That was our like, all right, we need somebody recognizable. Eric was our guy, and he was fantastic. Skeeter had just shot with him like pretty close to when we had him, so it was like there was a familiarity there. And, like I said, we got to do everything we wanted to do, exactly how we wanted to do it, edit it how we wanted to make it. And like I said, it was at that point of it needed a fresh set of eyes. Sony came on board, and that was when Marianne Brandon, who was J.J. Abrams' right-hand person, beginning with Alias, she got nominated for an Academy Award for Star Wars Force Awakens. She came on, and it was just like, wow, like, we really got an all-star. And, her putting it under her lens, that's how we got it to where it now just the movie flies.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask about because I mean, obviously, when I said I don't know what your budget is that because I've worked on films and I know that I've worked on big budget films and I've worked on small budget films, and then I realized that the ones that are the most organized or they have a clicker, they have a click, or they really all get along, you're able to do way more
With less.
with less.
Yep.
And I
And
was
that's what it
gonna
was
add
for. Yeah.
this. Go ahead.
Sorry.
I was gonna ask
Well,
if
that's what I was going to add. Because we had the team and all of us, every time we needed something, it was right there. From the Rancho's point of view, if we needed a house, okay, we can go to this house. Oh, it fit perfectly. If we needed the personnel, okay, between all of us, we had the personnel. It's just who was available. So when we did the fight scene, it was, Antonius, Anthony Alba, was available to, I was like, look, come, because he always does all my stuff. And I was like, come, I need you to, be the fight coordinator, and I need something, very, 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 very good, and then he came and did his thing. And then we were able to get a stunt double as well for Cheeto, because Mike can speak to him about that, because he has to get banged, he has to get thrown our way. And tell us a story
Mhm.
about what he told you, Mike. Hey, they can really hit me, but
Oh, yeah, that's funny. That's funny because he's never done a film. So, and by the way, and also Burke Floyd
I was going to say that afterwards,
helped
but
out
yeah,
with us on the stunt coordination too,
played a
and
pivotal part.
technical advisor too. I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly.
it's kind of crazy at that time. At that time, Burke Floyd,
Mhm.
who's also in the film, like he was an ICE agent, but not like ICE that you see now. He was like a level one operator. Like he went in and like his job was like go in and find people that were kidnapped and extract them. Like
Wow.
yeah, people don't know that side of ICE, but that's
Right,
what he
right,
did.
right. Not
And
these people that have been
Nah,
deputized.
and
no, 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 no.
let's make that distinction, please.
Yeah,
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 take them
want
out of
nothing to
doing
do
real
with this.
shit. They wanted to
They,
take them out of doing the real shit and saving people, like saving kidnapping and human traffic victims, and go do this bullshit like snatching people. And so he and his whole team resigned, by the way.
Sounds like another movie, but we'll put that on
Yeah, yeah,
pause.
no, he's a solid dude.
yeah, he's
But the
good.
Yeah.
funny
Yeah,
thing
good
was
cat.
the day we were shooting it the first time we were shooting the scene with Cheetos, he was gonna get smacked around a little bit. Um, Jaydee was like, "Hey man, so when they hit me, can they just not hit me too hard? Because I just don't want to like get too much bruising and stuff. Like a little is okay because I could just put something over it or something." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He says, "Like when they hit me, I don't want them to hit me too hard because as long as I don't cut my skin, I should be good." I'm like, JD, do you? I'm like, JD, do you think they're gonna like? They're not actually gonna hit you. You'll never be touched. It's movie magic, dude. We're gonna the angles. You'll never be touched. He was like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "I'm good, dude. I mean, if you gotta smash my head into the hood of the car, just not too hard. That's all. Like he just didn't know. He just didn't know. But kudos to him because he was like,
Exactly.
"I'm down. I'm down. Like
Yep.
whatever, dude. I'm down. Y'all need to beat my ass for this. All right, I'll take a
Oh
beating."
wow. He's
Yeah.
getting
Yep.
jumped into the movie business.
Getting jumped.
Exactly. Exactly.
I gotta
Exactly.
I gotta throw in this one little side story because that
Uh,
whole day was crazy. And we actually had one of our other actors, Cameron Matthew.
This is the second time we shot it, by the way. This is the
Yeah,
second time.
we're
Which I gotta frame it with this, Skeet or Sean, is we had already shot the next scene after the beatdown scene, okay? And we weren't
mm,
gonna be able to reshoot that scene. It was in Nickerson Gardens. We got what we got on that. And this guy he's talking about was in that scene,
Right.
okay? Already shot. Okay, so now I just had to give that context.
so we're bringing everybody back for Peter Greene is now in the cast, and we're doing the cops, like our whole scene with our main guy involving the police. But we have it where Paul Sinecor, our casting director, got us Peter Greene, who, as many people know, was Zed in Pulp Fiction, Dorian in The Mask. He was
mm.
legendary badass, very sadly passed away last month at the age of 60. And so we were fortunate to be able to have him in one of his final on-screen performances in Clika. And we found out we got him, and it was just like we had to write something for him now because he was never in it. And it was like we're piecing together this thing. And so we decided to write his character as basically being the same character he was from the movie Training Day, where he's in Denzel's crew of crooked cops. And it's like in this day and
Mm,
age of reboots, 20 years later, what would that cop be doing? He'd
right.
have his own crew of crooked cops. He's now leading them. And so it's like when Cheeto bumps into him, that's who he's seen. And so it's like it's the absolute like pinnacle of like intensity in the movie. And we're literally blocking it with everybody we've brought back. And Cameron tore his Achilles during the blocking. He
Uh,
was in the scene at Nickerson Gardens. I leave and I'm now offset the whole rest of the day. I'm escorting Cameron to the hospital and staying with him. He's devastated. He's, this is like one of the biggest opera moments of his life. He's going to be acting with Peter Greene. You know how that is as an act. Like his heart is
Yeah.
broken. And I remember like we have it where like Skeeter had like a gray shirt on that he didn't have earlier, and he was being the dummy arms, pulling Jaydee out of the car. And I'm like, somebody sent me a clip, like show Cameron stuff. And I'm like, I got my arm around him. I'm like, look, dude, look at Skeeter's arms. Like those are your arms. I know how we're gonna cut this shit. Like you're wearing the same body. Like I'm trying to give him anything just to fill his bucket. Like he's got all this rehab ahead of him. Like it was everything. And so, but it was kind of like, we've got this everything's locked down. We got Peter
Oh,
Greene. We got to
man.
do it. And so like it's like everyone switches around. Burke, who has all the experience like doing all this. Like Cameron was going to be the one kind of like dressing him down out of it, but it's like that shit Burke has done, does well. So he slid into that role, crushed it. The scene was amazing, and then we wound up bringing Cameron back once he was healed enough to kind of do a little piece together thing that
Uh,
it makes the whole intensity of the scene, because it makes it go seem like it goes even more sideways than we had planned it. So it's like
right.
I always say Cameron sacrificed more for this movie than anybody. Literally gave his Achilles for it, and what happened wound up making it because we had the all-star team there ready for it. So,
Say a
it was
happy
crazy.
accident.
Yeah.
I think,
don't know if it was a happy accident, but it was.
yeah, that's true. But I think Skeeter needs another credit, stunt arms.
Hey man, we'll take our everything. We'll take all of
Body
it.
double, body
Yeah,
double,
Yeah.
body
right?
Yeah.
double.
Stunt arms. That's a good one. Stunt
We'll
arms.
take all of it.
I want to talk about the writing a little bit. Well, the conception of the story. It seems like a lot of you were actually, everyone right now in this podcast had a hand in the story.
Whoa.
And I was watching another interview with Jimmy Humilde, right? How do I say
So
it?
Humilde.
Humilde,
Yeah, silent H.
because the H is in español. Okay.
C.
Um,
That's it for me. That's it. That's all I
Poquito.
know.
Yeah, un
Finito,
poquito.
no más.
Un poquito.
So he gave you guys a really good compliment. And he said that you guys were really observant of the culture and paid attention and was really good at sort of writing to match the culture. Because so how are you able to do that? What did you think? Like, how did you guys work together to come up with the story? And also, how were you able to write with such accuracy? Because are any of you Latino? No, okay.
No,
Just checking. I
no,
didn't want to insult anybody,
no, 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 no,
but I
no.
was like, they don't look.
We're
This guy's
not.
McBride. I know you're not.
We're not.
It's,
No.
but he was complimenting you guys on how you were able to sort of really capture the culture. So how were you able to achieve that, would you say?
Well, I think first and foremost, I have to say that we know enough to know that we don't know the subtle nuances of another person's culture. All right,
Yeah.
we know that. And so we really did rely mainly on set. We really relied on the actors and making sure that, we, you want to talk about like, and this is, we made so many changes day of on especially dialogue. So Sean and I apparently write too much dialogue. Okay. And we didn't realize that. Like fucking books of dialogue. And so
Shakespeare.
every day it was like Skeeter's like, look, it's too much. He's like Skeeter Scissorhands on the script. So he was just like, what's the point of it? What's the point of this passage? Like, what are we trying to get at? Right. And so we would go in and we would like, even if we tried to run a rehearsal with the full dialogue there, it just didn't play. So we're like, all right, Jaydee, like, this is the point of it. Like, how would you say this? All right, cool, lock that in. All right, but these are the points we need to have happen in this.
Mm.
And he would make it his own. We were very, very aware, like we need to make it its own, like 100%. But from the original conception and writing of it, I mean, we're just writing a story, right? We're writing a story, a coming of age story, and we always knew that the cultural elements that needed to be in there and be authentic, we were going to get from Jimmy, from Lalo. Lalo the Giant is one of their video directors, and he really was instrumental helping us culturally. He's a young Mexican American um, who could just kind of keep a check on that for us. Before we even started shooting, we ran it by Ski-ter because Ski-ter also writes, you know. And I remember one of the things he said was like, "Hey, man, why?" He was always challenging me and challenging Sean and I. It was just like, what is it? Why do I have to like this guy? Why do I like Cheeto? Why do I even
Mm.
like this guy? You know? And he's like, we need something in there. So Skeeter's like that scene well you're gonna see where he helps out these old people in the peach orchard. Like that was Skeeter. Like this will give us a reason to like him. Like we need a reason to like him. And it's a really important moment in there.
Wow.
Um, yeah.
It's very good for filmmakers to know, especially to like to have that sense of collaboration. And there's like they said, there's the film you write, there's the film you shoot, and then one you edit. You know, he's pretty much a lot like the character in. No one's seen the movie, so we don't know exactly, but I'm assuming he's from the trailer. It looks like he's pretty much taking from his life.
Sure. I think he's
Ah,
inspired by it. He's also a lot funnier than what you see in the
Right.
movie. Like as a person,
right, right.
once he's comfortable with you, and that's that trust thing too. Once he
Mm.
trusted us collectively, um, I think he just kind of let go and was more open to doing different things. And he was just more comfortable with the process. But I will tell you, when shooting, a lot of people would have wondered if Skeeter and I had issue with each other because that shit was intense. We were like, it was a lot of moments where we were just like, what motherfucker, like just like but it was an interesting creative process that actually
I was
I I feel like really paid off very well for us.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
But
Like,
it's
let,
100% collaboration.
yeah. Let
Like,
me. You want to go, Sean, or
no,
you?
you go ahead.
Well, the great thing about that, and I was going to get to that, and I appreciate that. That's my boy. That's my guy. You see what I'm saying? So the great thing about
wait, who's your
Green,
guy?
you man,
Okay, I just want to clarify that.
Green. I
All
call him
right.
Green. I call him Green. Green is my guy. And we've been doing this so long together that we would be saying the same thing, but going at a different way. And but you would think we're about to throw down. You would think about the throwdown and because we're cussing each other out. But it was like, okay, you ready? Okay,
oh,
and
like siblings.
basically. And the great thing about Green is he's very collaborative. So he's looking, all right, how can I do it better? Okay, you're saying that. Okay, tell me how I can do it better. And if it rings with him, okay, he'll do it. Which I'm like that too. We just want the best. So to get somebody, for me personally, to work with somebody who is right on there where you are, it's the best thing. That's why we were able to go as fast as we did, as efficient as we did, and effective as we did, because
Mm.
we knew what time was with each other. I mean, for 2 years, I think we were on the phone with each other every day, you
Yeah.
know. So and we're personal friends, like you said, brothers. So we can cuss each other out and then go, hey, you want to go get a tea? Hey, you want to go get a juice? And then and I didn't know Sean before then. So Sean became that guy for me too. You know what I'm saying? It was
So
just
now
like,
you're cussing Sean out.
well, now Sean is in the family. So everybody get
He can
cussed
get
out by
cussed out too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can get
I
cussed
remember
out too.
I walked in and I like walked right into the shot. Sean, get out of the shot. And it's like, okay, all right.
What the fuck, Sean?
Exactly.
Hey, Skeeter, does it help that because I know you also direct as well,
Yes.
right? So you're the DP on this
Mhm.
movie. Did you feel like your directing abilities was a hindrance or a help to the process?
I always think it's personally for me, I always think
Oh,
it
fuck that,
helps.
dude. It helps
It,
100%, man.
yeah.
There's no question it helps. When you have a crew of storytellers,
Mhm.
it fucking helps. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no question. It helps
Right.
100% because everybody, look, until until you until you take that dive as a director, you don't know. You don't know what is required, what it takes, because your gears are turning constantly because you're keeping everything in place. So having somebody else that has that experience, 100%, because I had to have somebody I could rely on to like,
Mhm.
dude, are we getting? What did we get? What did we get? You know, did we
Mm.
get it? And also he's just visually, he's like, we need this. All right, we need to get this. First of all, I fought him on two cameras. First and foremost, I thought we don't need two cameras. He's like, no, we need two cameras. And so I fought him on that. We did the two cameras, and also he and Jeff. Also, Jeff is a storyteller, the other
Mhm.
DP, and they understood. So I mean, I came the first day with the shot list, and I never wrote another shot list after that because I'm just like, this is stupid. I came with my shot list, and they're just like, no, we're gonna do this, and now we're doing this, and I just like tossed it after like halfway through the first day because I'm like, they already have a visual understanding
Mm.
of what is needed to cover a scene, and so it's like cover the scene, move on to the next scene, cover that scene. So they're doing micro level stuff and allowing me to focus on performance, and making sure like tone. And so it was like everybody kind of filled in really well. Like it was a very, very unique situation in that sense.
Yeah.
Oh, on
My,
that point. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
well, my job was to make his job easier. Jeff's job was to make my job easier. So you see how it's a flow.
Symbiotic.
So, huh? Yeah, exactly. And that's what it was. It was so we were always able to have all hands on deck. And we didn't miss a beat. If I missed something, Jeff picked it up. If Green didn't miss something, I would pick it up. Or and then the glue was Sean and Foots. Foots was, I mean, he got cussed out the most out of everybody, but he's the one with the money. So we're like, hey, we need more money. No, so
Now, who's
it's a,
Foots?
Foots is the other producer.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Go.
Yeah, yeah, and Sean and Foots basically allowed us to live in our bubble,
Yes.
basically,
Gotcha.
like because there was a lot of drama.
But yeah, it was like as much drama it was as was happening. It was like at the end of the day, it was like, man, we're fucking getting it. This looks
Hmm.
good. Like, and it
Yeah.
was that like it was inspiring because it was like a war that was happening on the outside. Like there was so many fires that Foots and I were putting out. Like it's like whatever they were shooting at that time, we were dealing with a fire for what was happening tomorrow, 2 days ahead. I mean, I was literally going to the different like places where like the city hall and dropping off cookies to grease the people that like could potentially show up and shut us down because like we're gonna shoot we didn't get the permit because we didn't get it in time and we're gonna go steal this shot on this street. Like I mean,
Mm.
we'd be at lunch and like the three of us would be walking, down the street, like we could shoot it here, we could shoot it there, like we'll do this, we lock it off here, I mean, it was just like all these little things that had to that happened, but all the while, we always had each other's backs. And, I say to like, how Marianne, brought that fresh set of eyes to the project once we had contributed everything we could right at the top, just going back to Michael's point about like, Ski-ter immediately established himself as like he's got the back of this story. Like it's like we don't know what else. It's like Ski-ter, what do you think? And yeah, like stuff would come up and like we'd have it, and it just really helped bring everything together. And
And that's how you make a $6 million movie look like
$40
$40
million.
million dollars.
Yep.
dude, that's it. And that was I'm glad you said that because it was like so many people on our crew and like people were like always blown away like wow, you had that little people. Like most crews are twice that size. And like to me and to all of us it was like this is more people than we've ever had to work with. But
Yep.
and I'm gonna get shit for this, but it's like I really felt like when we all came together it was like the 2008 Boston Celtics where
No.
it was, you got KG,
Oh my
Ray,
God.
Pierce, everyone's hungry to win, and it was just like nobody's going to fucking stop us was how I felt. I mean, and that was what was motivating me. I know they're just like fuck you and your Celtics, but like
Yeah,
in my heart I was like
he's from Massachusetts, by
we
the way.
are
Yeah,
So
the
we
oh
know,
07
man.
oh 08 Celtics and nobody's taking this shit from us.
JD, the star of the movie, who plays, sorry, what's his character's name?
Cheeto.
Who plays Cheeto. He's kind of has a follow. He's kind of has a following from his music. He's an actual musician in
Patrones.
De Patrones.
De Patrones.
Yeah,
Herencia de
yeah, water.
Patrones.
There you
Because
go.
I've heard of him before. Because sometimes I'll listen to music in Espanol, and he has like a really cool song. It's like I don't know how to say it in Spanish. Es difícil, es
Es
difícil.
difícil un santo.
¿Cómo se dice?
Es difícil un santo, I think.
Yeah. Oh, it's difficult being a saint.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
it.
That's in
That's
the
it.
movie.
That's
That's
in the movie. We see the making of that song in the movie.
Right.
Oh,
So when you,
oh.
yeah, you'll see it.
I know that
That's
song.
you're gonna trip out because that is literally the song for them in the story that goes viral.
Oh, and it's a great song.
It is.
Felicite
Um,
Santo. On the morning.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's catchy.
You
The
learn. But
music
what I was
catchy.
gonna, sorry, go ahead. No,
Oh,
no, what I was gonna say that he has a following and now he's on the come up, right? So like this movie just takes him to another level because now he goes from musician to being like now an actor, a movie star. I mean, potential movie star. And then you guys, I wanted to say like I know Michael, you've done vaccinating Watts, right?
mhm.
Yeah, Vaccine Watch. Yep.
Vaccinated Watts, and I know Skeeter's done tons of things, and Sean, I know you from the comedy days, and now you're a big time producer. You guys are like you kind of mirroring JD in a way. You're all on the come up together, and I wanted to say, like, given what you've experienced now, what would you do different? How do you think this has changed you? Or how is it going forward? Like, how would you film different, or what would you do? What kind
This
of,
is funny. This is funny. And I'm gonna let them start off on that, but I
yeah.
gotta tell you, this is what Skeeter asked me. What would you do differently? What did you learn? He was like,
Uh-huh.
the his daddy Skeeter came out. Son, what did you
He's
learn
right.
from this? What did you learn from this? What would you do different? Yep,
Yeah.
that's what he always asked me. So I'm gonna let them start.
Okay.
I'll let
That
Sean
though.
start.
You motherfuckers, man. Um,
Don't mention the Celtics again.
Yeah, fuck the Celtics.
there was a lot of stuff that we found out we needed clearances on. Like, and we had been operating on, oh, it's fair use. We're not misappropriating the use of the logo, which, works in on the internet, but it's like we're, doing a movie that we then learned like this is going to be on theaters nationwide. Like you can't show anything. And so it's like that's sort of stuff where it's like next time whenever we go on a location scout, like that's the shit I'm going to be looking for. Like what is going to burn me later on that's going to have me running around this city begging mural artists to sign their name on the paper. So
Right.
that's kind of like I'm most looking forward to having an opportunity to produce again now, knowing what I know from learning from all of this and knowing if anything, it's easier because I got Skeeter and Michael right there. Like it's like I don't have to worry about being shot. I just have to worry about what's happening in front of me because they got it, 10 times over. Like there's nothing I can contribute to them that they don't already know. And I know that. All I can do is help pave the way for them tomorrow. And so
Yeah, that's cool.
For me, I don't know. Every day is a challenging day because on set, but it's a great day. The biggest thing that I took out of all this was it solidified the brotherhood. Myself and Green. I mean, this was the biggest thing we've done. Yes, we've done small things, and he always has me, I always have him. But for us to go through this, and it was such a daunting task, and to come out on it on the other side and still honor, respect, and love each other, uh, told me that the brotherhood was strong. And then not only that, to come out it with a brotherhood with Sean, a brotherhood with Foot, and then, even the crew, some of the crew that I had was, you know, I worked with them one or two times before. So, making sure that everybody was on their P's and Q's, including myself. And like I always used to tell, and I would say it, hey, my job is to make their job easier. Their
Yeah.
job, the people who I'm with, I don't say I'm not hiring them. They're working with me, not for me. So, but their job is to make my job easier so we can have a harmonious set, so we can have harmonious whatever. So that's what it did for me. I mean, we're always learning. We always learning. Yes, there's stuff we could have done differently, but I'm glad we didn't because we learned how to do it the next time. So that's what I learned. I just learned that, it just solidified my, brotherhood with my man Green and then to see, how the other people live. Because Rancho is a different beast.
Right.
Rancho is a different beast. And when I say a different beast, in a good way, because when, you know, I was very lucky, and I always say this to them, it's like, yeah, we were very blessed, man. When they said they wanted to get, I mean, very rarely do you have somebody give you something and get out the way.
Right.
And
Right.
for the most part, that's what Jimmy did. Yes, he came in and said, this is what I like, this is what I want, I must have this person in this, and we work around that. But for the most part, he was like, especially after that first week, when he saw the dailies and he saw that we knew what we were doing, it was like, well, what else you need? So that's what it was for me.
Every time you said brotherhood, I kept thinking Illuminati.
Now, I wouldn't say that, but
Seriously,
the
the
brotherhood.
the
Skeeter just
brotherhood.
doesn't know. He doesn't know yet. What do they call it? I'm grooming him for that. I'm grooming him
Oh,
for
Complete.
the
okay.
Illuminati. Yeah, yeah. He just says he's not
Okay.
aware of that yet.
Hey,
I
Michael, I
am.
got a question for
Sean and I are gonna get him in there. Yeah.
I got a question for you because you were earlier you were talking about working with the actors, like they gave you like Skeeter and Sean and all and
Jeff.
Footy, what
Foots.
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 I like footy better, but yeah, foots.
Foots. But you were saying like how they gave you room to work with performances and tone and stuff. And I wanted to ask you about that because you have Jaydee, you have Duno, and got Concrete. I mean, pretty much. And I know Concrete. I think Duno's done like a few things, but these are all new actors, new performers. You have three of them, and they're carrying the movie.
Yep.
So how are you able to work with them and how was it working with that? Because that's not an easy task for a director, even when people know are not new. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that we were very fortunate. It's funny because we've been looking at BTS that we captured because we're helping to like put
I have
little
to let people know that means behind the scenes because some people don't know the film talk. I know you're a big time director, so it rolls off the tongue.
we've been looking at
That
the behind the scenes footage. Yeah, the stuff just for like promotional materials, like
Mhm.
things. And there's this th there's one thing that I didn't realize the level of discussion I would have with Duno, for instance. And so it was basically with each person kind of finding out the process um, to work with each of those. So in particular, Duno, he would come to set and I honestly I think he was looking at the script for the first time just then. Like that scene. I think that was kind of his process. It's like,
Right,
okay,
right.
so what are we doing? Okay.
A
So
lot of
then
actors.
we would talk, yeah, we would just talk it out though. We would kind of talk out what is needed in this moment, right? And the thing is, again, Duno is just very much, I think out of everybody, he was the most natural. Like he is just naturally built for that. Like so it was more about like let's tap into him being natural, like kind of I mean all actors bring a version of themselves to the character, but for him I saw this clip of us probably talking almost for 15 minutes while he was getting wardrobe figured out and we just really kind of like talked through what was needed in the scene. And so, and then he would look at the dialogue and okay, he would just start to process it and I'm gonna say it like this. I'm like, cool, that works. Um, for concrete was just more or less like adjusting. Like for him, it's like, let me see what he's going to do with this because he was a little more. He wanted to prepare a little bit more. He understood going in. This is what I got to say, and and it was more like with concrete. Let him kind of take a swing at this thing, and then give some adjustments on the fly.
Mm.
Um, as far as like whether bringing it up or bringing it down, but I mean, we were just so fortunate to be working with him because again, people are not going to recognize him in this role. With Jaydee, we really like we shaped his role once we found out that it was Jaydee and he did not have the experience to deal with a lot of dialogue. I mean, again, Sean and I really wrote a lot of dialogue in this. So we would we would really cut it back to the bare bones of the dialogue with Jaydee. But what was interesting is as he got more comfortable with the process, and we focused a lot with Jaydee, he has the most expressive eyes, like
Mhm.
hands down. He can just tell you a story just with his eyes. So we focused on that a lot. And there's two things. There's a scene where Candy, his girlfriend, and him kind of have this moment. And I remember Skeeter, it's all about the eyes. It's all about the eyes. Like we got to catch the eyes. And we did because they both have very expressive eyes. So, but what I was saying is that as we progressed with the movie, Jaydee got more and more comfortable with more and more dialogue and actually making choices, like naturally making these choices as an actor. So when we reshot the scene and we had Master P in there, Master P's character says, "Oh, you Angelo's new boy," something like that, right? Jaydee was like, "Yeah, I'm Cheeto." That wasn't in there, but he was like, "Yeah, I'm Cheeto." He definitely became more comfortable along the process.
And
So
his songs are very expressive, so I could see where he would be able to be instrumental in just letting the emotion come out. Because he doesn't write just gangster songs. He writes
no,
songs that are like, this is how I'm feeling like right now, you know?
yeah, yeah.
Like even that song, like I keep messing up. Es difícil ser, no, wait, let me say it in Spanish. Es difícil ser un santo, right?
Hmm.
Close.
Nice try, better than me.
There you go.
Yeah, mi español es básico. No, no hablo mucho español.
I remember him. I want to jump in on that with JD. I remember him when we did the screen test, and afterwards,
Mm.
I told Green, I was like, "Yo, he's in a pocket." The character, I love what Green said. From when he first started to the end of the movie, he grew. So did his character.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it was perfect. It was perfect. So I remember when we first started how he didn't hey by the end he was like, okay, is that the 25? Are you getting a close up? But it just
He
went on
understood.
and it was great. It was great. So and he's a student. He has to be a student. He was a
Right.
student, and not only a student. Hey man, people are gonna see that's a great cat right there. He's a great cat.
Mm.
Because
Wow.
JD is not a punk. JD is like, I'm not gonna be out here making myself look like a fool.
Oh, not at
Like,
all. And
no,
he'll let you know.
he is like, we're doing this shit for real,
Mhm.
and I want to be like taken seriously
Right.
about this. Like he was very, very serious about this. He was there every day on time, every
Yes.
single day.
Yeah.
We really caught lightning in a bottle with
Boom.
JD. I mean, also Concrete and Duno for sure, but like I think JD, the Concrete and Duno being comedians, I think we had more confidence going in. We weren't sure about JD, we had no idea, but like the weight, he was in every single scene.
Yep.
And but he took the shit serious. And that set the tone for everybody else that like we're here to work and we're gonna work hard at this. And so I guess just to kind of go back to your earlier question of like, what do my hope is that we earn enough credibility off of this that like more people are excited about the opportunity of working with our crew, and they'll come, having read the script, and a little bit more of an idea of like what's happening, so we aren't in that position, and we can, ideally spend even more time with them, and more time just lets us make the actors look even better.
Yeah, I mean, I think you said something lightning in a bottle, and my instinct is I had this instinct with Cool Runs, but that my instinct is like you guys hit lightning in a bottle with this, because it's such a no-brainer to cover this ethnic group, and it also seems like your story on top of that is universal, and people assume like other people won't connect with it. Like it's only gonna be Latin people watching this, but if it's a good movie, we love under people coming from the underdog story. We love the underdog story and then rising to the top.
Mhm.
And to your point on that, though,
Mm-hmm.
here's the thing. Okay, unless you are like literally, you can trace your lineage back to indigenous Americans, okay, and
Right.
then and then half or like a large population of Mexico has roots to California, Arizona, New Mexico, all these like
Seriously, yeah.
their ancestry comes from here,
Yeah.
okay, which is ironic, right? Okay, but if you learn your own history, okay, if you learn your own history, you will find that you came from immigrants. But my point is that in kind of a long-winded way is that if you learn about your own history, then you will be able to relate to a history of someone who came from migrant workers. Like he talks about that. He talks about that
Mhm.
in the voiceover narrative. He says, migrant workers do the shit no one else wants to do. When are we going to get our American dream?
Yeah.
Right?
That's what I liked in the trailer.
Yeah.
I
And
mean, for
So
some reason, I mean, I'm not even connected to that world, but when he said that, I was like, yeah. I was like, wait a minute, why am I saying that?
that's
you
that's
can't
where
relate to that.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I mean. People love that, like people on the come up. People like, hey, it's my turn. You know,
well,
you're
that's
the
where
underclass.
I gotta give Jimmy his props on that. It's like this is the type of story that everybody loves. It
Mhm.
hasn't been done. He was like, let's do this. But also, like, as that was the great thing about it was we were all a great checks and balances on ourselves. Skeeter, Michael, Jeff, me and Foots on the outside, but also like from just the authenticity standpoint, being able to like, conceive the idea with, Rancho, incorporate their thoughts into it. It was like we were so set up for success with this. It was more on us like, hey, here's everything you need to be successful.
Deliver.
It's like getting an IKEA box. It's like all the
Mhm.
parts are here. If you put this shit together, it's going to be perfect and great, and you're going to get more than your money's worth out of it. We just had to do it, and we did, and we had the right team, everybody around it. But Jimmy set us up to succeed. It wasn't easy, but it was like it was a win. We knew we could win. We just had to finish the thing.
And I'm gonna give you a number. 64% of the people who buy tickets at the box office in the United States are
Like,
Latino.
Latinos.
yeah.
And 90 something percent of those are Mexican Americans. So
Mhm.
everybody's been trying to tap that. And Jimmy is like, let's tap this. And you feel good walking out of this movie.
Yeah,
You feel like you feel good.
I'm
it's
glad
it's
to hear
sends
that.
everybody home happy.
I'm glad to hear that because I like, listen, I could feel bad in my real life. You know what I mean? I don't need you to pay $12 for you to make me feel bad.
12
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that and it
upwards.
yeah, exactly.
20.
Well, I go to the matinees.
Right,
Okay.
right, right, right.
Got you. Mhm.
Yeah, you're gonna feel good. It wraps up real nicely. I think I'm gonna tell you what I learned. Okay, and this is gonna sound so bizarre, right? Because but this is an important moment. So there were intimate moments in this film, okay, between Jaydee and Laura, who plays Candy, okay, and there were intimate moments, and I was so freaking uncomfortable, shooting those. I really felt uncomfortable, even just a little kiss or then this little
Wait, sorry,
moment
we
that they
haven't
had.
seen the movie. So Candy, is that his girlfriend?
Yes, Candy plays
Gotcha.
like someone who, his love interest, who becomes his love interest
Gotcha.
in the
Okay.
film. Um, and for me, I didn't know how hard I could push them on that stuff, right? Like I didn't know how hard I could push them. I wish we had intimacy coordinator for that because I wish we could have had a little bit more in those moments. I think that what we got is fine. It works for the movie. It's special. It's sweet. It's like, oh, it's like PG stuff. Not that I wanted like X-rated or anything like that, but I would have wanted to push that a little bit harder just because I feel like what we got is great. I'm not gonna lie, but I think for me it was a comfort
Laura's
level of like,
husband's certainly happy with what we got.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
But
But
what did you learned? You're saying that you learned that you should have had an intimacy coordinator?
I think an intimacy coordinator and just to not feel uncomfortable in that scenario to push people a little harder. I mean, we were so rushed so often, though, so sometimes, you know, it would have helped to have a little bit more time, but we didn't have more time. So, I mean, we did the best of what we had, and I feel like we really put something down. Like we told a really good story too.
That's
Here's the thing
amazing.
about it is
And I would say the other thing I would learn is that so Marianne Scissorhands, Mary Ann Brandon, okay, she is absolutely amazing editor. But there was a couple things when
oh,
I
I know
look
what
at the
you're talking about.
final cut where I would have wanted it to breathe just a little bit more. Like, just give me 5 seconds of breath here. Just let me get a little bit more, and I would have fought a little bit more on a couple
I
of
feel
things.
like every director says that. Every-
I mean, look, hey, I'm gonna tell you, there's a scene. There's a scene. You're gonna see it. It is Duno's best scene in the movie. Okay, and I had to fight to keep it in where it is, and you're gonna see it. Like
Yeah.
he took he just chewed it up, and you see anytime you're talking, it's just you're seeing it right in his eyes, what he's processing. You're seeing that moment. And that got trimmed down way more than what you see in there. So I fought for one thing and kept it in there. So
How do you guys feel about what it's gonna do out there? Because I noticed that it has like 9.3 million views just a trailer. And so I was thinking to myself, if 10% of those people, I mean, you figure one and a half, if some people are gonna watch it twice, so maybe 6 million people seen that. And if 10% of those people go to the movie, I don't know, man. That seems like a good opening. How are you guys feeling? That's just my hypothesis, but because I feel like I feel like the NFL, like they got Bad Bunny and they just caught on to like capitalizing on that market. And everyone goes, "Oh, why are they doing that?" I was like, "It's business, dude. Think
Mhm.
about it." And also, they're late. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
yeah.
You guys aren't late. You're right in the pocket here. So
I hope just a fraction of that translates to going in and buying a movie ticket and seeing this. I mean, I think that Sony and Rancho have done an excellent job from a marketing perspective because this is what Rancho does. Rancho, they are marketers. Okay.
Mhm.
I think they've done an excellent job of marketing this as an event that you don't want to miss. Like, come to this event, this musical event. They're really pushing the musical angle of it as well. And there's a lot of music in there. I think there was
gonna ask
50,
that.
I think there's 50 needle drops, 50 different needle drops in this movie.
Wow.
And for people who don't know what a needle drop is, and by the way, I learned it on post production because I didn't know what it was before. It's when it's an actual song, like a
Songs.
song, yeah, like a song that is previously recorded, not the score. Um,
And
you know,
is it JD's music?
a lot of it HP, but it's a lot of Rancho music. Like
Oh,
it's a lot of Rancho's
so
music.
they'll
Yeah,
make their money on the music.
Boom.
So
yeah,
they're
coming and
good.
going. Yeah, soundtrack. They're gonna do a soundtrack, official soundtrack for this too. You know,
Yeah,
so
I think you guys are gonna I mean, I'll this is probably the last time I'll be able to get to talk to you guys. You'll forget me.
come
But
on,
Never,
man,
brother.
come on, man.
but I want to know what's like what's your what do you guys want to do next? because you seem like you work together so well. What do you, and you're probably going to get a lot of, this is going to be a good springboard for you because now people can see what you deliver. I'm looking at the trailer. I'm like, this looks good. Looks 8 Mile good. You know what I mean?
We hope so, Ross. We do hope so. We talk. I mean, we all know like the master game plan that we have for
Mm.
all of us, and to be able to put each other on stuff. So we have a master game plan right now, but we also know that um we want to, just as storytellers and as business people, we're definitely gonna parlay this into something. We hope that we are shooting with Rancho again.
Skeeter said this a while back, and it's stuck with me, and I hear it every single day since he said it. But there's no reason we shouldn't be shooting with our crew every single day. And we have the wherewithal and aptitude where it's like it could be something different every day. We could schedule that. I mean, that's what these big companies do. And between the three of us, I mean, damn, we've been in LA, like our combined years in LA are probably like 65, 70 years by now. If you were to add it all together, we're well
Yeah.
over 100 if you include Foots in there. I want more than anything else just another opportunity for us to be able to go show people what we can do and play for the next opportunity after that. And people, our people, everyone to be able to live comfortably and not be stressing about money and instead just focusing all their effort and energy on the work. And that's how we'll continue to make great work. And that's what I want.
And I just wanted to say Clika.
Clika,
That's
Clika.
uh,
You
you
sound
know,
like a white boy saying that, man.
I do.
Clika,
I've
Clika,
never been
Clika,
called a white boy
Clika,
before.
clika.
Clika.
Clico, hablo un poquito de español. So para mí, Clika es, you know,
Good.
entiendo lo que dices.
uh,
But for the gringos, what does that mean? Clika.
crew, crew.
It's crew, it's family, maybe family that's not blood,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's what I wanted you to say. And you guys sound like you guys got a good family going on right now. What's the name of your production company?
We got a couple.
Yep.
Oh, shoot.
So ours is Everyone Can Eat.
And mine is We on Set.
Uh,
Yes.
and what's yours, Sean? Celtics suck?
I'm not gonna
That
sign
would
off on
never
this
be
release because
Sean's.
of that, Raw. I
No,
wore a
no, no.
Celtics shirt most days to set. That was my uniform.
Uh,
No, I want to thank you guys for doing this, man. I'm excited about the movie. I really feel good about it. I feel like it's gonna be a good jump springboard point for you guys, and everybody will get to see your work and what you do. And hopefully this keeps going. Everybody starts to eat.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
man.
like that.
Clika. Check out Clika coming out January 23rd. And we got the genius behind the filmmaking crew. We got Ski-ter Jones, director Michael Green, producer extraordinaire Sean McBride. Sean McBride and
Got a
Clika.
text from my boy Sam. They're playing the Klika trailer in front of the new 28 Years Later movie. So,
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
we
Yeah,
like
and this
that.
is Sony release, right?
yep.
Yep.
Man, you guys are on your way, man. You guys, you're gonna be hearing about this, guys. You're gonna be like, stop, drop, and roll. Had an interview with them before they were even, you know,
Come on.
Let's do
they're
it.
on their way.
Yeah. Well,
All
we
right.
appreciate you, brother.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's been a pleasure,
appreciate
Raw. Thank you so much, man.
no problem, man. Appreciate all
Thanks,
you
Rob.
and good luck with the movie. Well, I don't think you need luck, but congratulations is what I'm gonna say
Hey
on
man,
your
our fingers are crossed though, for real. I mean, I think Sean said it best. We don't want to put those expectations out there, but whatever it is, we're gonna make the best of it.
Yes.
100%. You're gonna see us again for sure.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Peace out.
All right.
Stop,
Peace,
drop,
my
and roll,
brother.
everybody.
All right, thanks.